The case of the estranged husband of Lesedi FM's current affairs anchor Dimakatso Ratselane resumes in the Bloemfontein Magistrate's Court this morning. Mackenzie Ratselane faces charges of attempted murder, kidnapping, unlawful possession of a firearm and ammunition. He allegedly stabbed his wife Dimakatso multiple times and fled the scene. Ratselane abandoned his bail application during his court appearance last month. SABC reporter Palesa Moeti has more on the story and she joins us from outside the Bloemfontein Magistrate Court. Good morning and welcome to the show, Palesa. What can you tell us about what's currently happening? I heard a bit of singing also happening in the background.
Well, good morning, Aldrin. Today, a whole lot more activity going on outside the Bloemfontein Magistrate Court. Last time we were here, there was just a handful of supporters of Dimakatso Ratselane here. But today the numbers have grown and we see, organizations, various organizations. The EFF is here singing alongside the ANC Womens League, as well as another organization, the Professionals Forum. We're going to speak to all of them. But before we start talking to them, I just need to mention that we've seen Ratselane actually managed to talk to her just a little bit. She's gone inside now just to make sure that she's seated, properly. With COVID-19, there's so many regulations and restrictions in terms of numbers. But I managed to speak to her. She looks quite beautiful, I must add. Considering the extent of injuries that she had suffered, she actually said to me that she's feeling much stronger now, and that she believes that her coming here today to be able to face her husband for the first time since the incident is actually her attempt to get her strength back. She says she wants to, get back to herself again. Hopefully we'll be able to speak to her just a little bit later on once the court proceedings are, over. But just to talk to us are the ANC, we'll first start with the Free State EFF leader, Mandisa Makesini. Mandisa, you were here last time. You are here again. I overheard you saying that you don't want this to be a collaboration, a once-off collaboration, with the Women's League and other women's organizations. You want this to continue. Let's talk about that.
No, the issue of the gender-based violence is not the issue of the certain political party. We call upon to all women in Free State, the community at large in Free State, to come in numbers, to come to stop the issue of the gender violence. It's so sad to see a person who's affected come and put a placard on her name, while other women are sitting at home. They don't come and fight on the issue of gender-based violence. So we are saying it cannot be Dimakatso who come and put a placard on herself. We want to see the Premier of Free State, we want to see the Speaker of Free State, we want to see the church-based organization to come in numbers. The issue of the gender-based, it affects all of us. So let's come in numbers and support and make this thing of the gender-based violence stop and come to the end.
Last time you were very adamant that you are going to follow up with the Department of Health to make sure that whoever took Dimakatso's pictures while she was in hospital is found and something is done. How far have you progressed there?
We were told that the investigation through the Department of Health is being done. They will give us a report. We are waiting for the Premier and the MEC. Today she's going to take the budget vote. We hope she'll give us a briefing. What happened? Who did that? But we raised in Parliament and they committed that they will give us a feedback and they will tell the people of the state who did that. And if it's one of their officials, they will make sure they will investigate and charge her.
Thank you very much, Mandisa. We will now talk to Mapaseka Mutibi from the ANC Womens League and the Free State. She's the convener. Tell us, why is it important for you to be here today?
Firstly, my apology for removing the mask because I can't talk properly without it. The reason why we are here, it's because of Dimakatso followers, who was brutally stabbed, beaten, and nearly to death. And we are saying today, as the Women's League, we are saying it has been years and years where we are saying enough is enough with gender-based violence. And it seems as if men in our space, they are not listening. Now, as Women's League, we are standing here today to stand with her, to stand with her family, to stand with the employees of SABC who are working with them, who happens also to be women. If it happens to her, it can happen to another woman. It can also happen to me. Now we are saying, let justice be prevail in this case of Dimakatso Ratselane. And as I'm standing here as the convener of the ANC Womens League in Mangaung, I just want to extend a hand to say thank you to the police who were able to arrest the perpetrator. Because most of the time we come to the court where the perpetrator is alone, either the woman is killed or there's nobody who's able to stand for her, who's able to say. Today is a different version. Dimakatso is able to say who attacked him. But how she was thrown at the field, that was meant for her to die. So in a way we couldn't even have known who killed her. But today she's here to tell us, yes, it's true, it's my husband, the one that I loved, the one who is the father to my children. What are we saying as a community? And to say further, thank you to the community, those who were able to come to the aid of Dimakatso where she was lying and make everybody aware so that today we are having her in the court. She is here. I am so overwhelmed with the courage that she had today to come here, to come and say, I'm saying enough is enough, but I cannot do it alone. But I have to do it with other women. And you can see that most of the women are here to come and say, we are standing with her. We are saying, let justice happen in this case.
Thank you, Mama Pastor.
Thank you so much.
And then also to join us right now is from, thank you can, please come forward, ma'am, from the Progressive Professionals Forum, Manaileng Lituka. Last week, about 2 weeks back, in fact, you organized a march against gender-based violence and femicide. Today you are here. What does it mean to you to be able to come to court today?
Thank you so much. You know, for me, this is a continuation of whatever that we are always trying to educate about and advocate, and also to give support to our victims. But you know, for me, we really have to do more, because for now we just, it's like we just treating the symptoms, but we need to go down to the root cause of gender-based violence, which it talks to the issue of mental health illnesses. It's one of the prevalences in our society, and that we should really focus on and make sure that we help our people, so that we don't get another situation like this and we find ourselves standing here. And one other thing that I must really emphasize on is, there should be a legislation when it comes to the issue of gender-based violence and femicide, because if we don't have a legislation that will be adopted in the constitution of this country, we are not going anywhere, and we are not anytime going to eradicate the issue of gender-based violence in our communities or in the country as a whole.
I see actually very few men here joining this protest. Are the men not invited? Why do you think there's such a low number of men here?
A very interesting question, because most of the time it's us women who are victims of GBVF. Yes, we understand and we know there are few men that are also being affected by gender-based violence or that are victims. But you know, it's one of the things that we are calling upon. Say that we are saying we also want to see men coming, because for now it's like we are talking to ourselves as women who are at the end of the day the victims, but the people that get to be the perpetrators, which are men, they are never, most of the time, not supporting. Yes, there are few, but majority can see, like we are saying, it's women. So I'm calling upon all the responsible men of South Africa, please let us join hands, let us support women in all the initiatives and programs and campaigns that are rallying behind the issue of gender-based violence and femicide.
Thank you very much, Maneleng Lituka there from the PPF. I'm just saying that it's very important for actually men to also come up and join in the fight against gender-based violence. I just need to mention this quickly. We've managed to find out that the section where Mackenzie Ratselane is now the accused in this case, there's a COVID outbreak in that section at the Grootfontein prison. So basically that gives us an indication that there's a possibility that he's not going to be able to make it to court today. Obviously, most probably he is a contact. We don't know obviously who has been infected, but that particular section, extra precautions have to be taken, and the likelihood is that this case will just be postponed today. We'll be here today just to monitor the proceedings, but with that, it's back to you in studio.
Thank you so much for that, Palesa Moeti. They're joining us outside the Bloemfontein Magistrate's Court. And stay